Hi there. Bit of a quicker video today. I thought I'd talk about the subject of Christian graffiti, and in particular the worst Christian graffiti I've seen yet. In turbulent times like these, we see a rise in Christian graffiti. All the Christians come out of the closet. If they felt embarrassed about their baseless viewpoints before, then now they're like, we're gonna scroll "The Lord loves you" and "Jesus is King" all over the city in chalk and Sharpie, and everyone's gonna love it. They'll be so inspired, and no matter what hard times they're going through. Oh, your cousin's being deported? Well, you see some graffiti that says "Jesus is King" on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden your life is okie dokie, and there's no problem. Now, Jesus is King, right? So what's the big deal with your family getting deported or imprisoned in an ICE detainment facility? Who cares? The Lord loves you. It's all fine. The world is fine. It's totally not going to shit. So there's a lot of Christian graffiti, but last night I saw maybe the worst Christian graffiti I've seen yet, because it was a quote from the Bible, a direct quote, so we know we've got a real nerd here who memorizes this absurd fairy tale book like obsessively. And the gist of it was, I forget the exact number, Psalms 11 something. He who believes in the Lord shall be protected from evil, and the Lord shall light the way, or something. Basically, the gist is that, the Lord protects you from evil. If you believe in the Lord, you're protected from evil. And I was really taken aback by this one. This is actually what people believe. Some people actually believe that if they buy into God hard enough, if they adopt this delusion enough, that they will be immune from evil. No evil can hurt them or have a tangible effect on their life. And it's this is what people believe. Some people actually believe. No wonder our world's in the shitter right now. We don't address problems if and when they present themselves on a practical, utilitarian basis. We just act like believing in God will solve all of your problems, and that's just not how history has played out. History proves that believing in God or not believing in God has no tangible effect on whether or not you're subject to evil, or whether evil people hurt you, or whether evil is going to come after you. I think the best example of this I can think of, and this is very dark, but it just goes to show the absurdity of this quote, is during World War II, right? When all the Jewish people are being rounded up into the camps, it's they believe in the same exact God as all the Christian Nazis who were persecuting them, Yahweh. He's the same exact God. And all of these Jewish people, they believe in Yahweh to the exact same extent that their captors do. The only difference is whether or not Jesus is the Messiah. That's the only real difference between Judaism and Christianity when you get right down to it. Is it Jesus or Moses, or is there still a Messiah after Jesus that just hasn't shown up yet, right? And is the person that scrawled this obscene quote in Sharpie really going to tell me that, the people who were sent to the concentration camps just didn't believe in God hard enough? Because I'm sure many of them did. I'm sure many of them attended synagogues every week or month, or however frequently people attend synagogues. I don't know. I've never been to one. But I'm sure that most of the people there were very devout and sincere in their belief in some higher power. And maybe some of them even thought that the higher power would come and save them, but ultimately that just didn't happen. The hand of God didn't present itself over Germany and go, these people believe in God, so I'm going to save them. That didn't happen, because God doesn't exist. But who did make a tangible, actual difference in the world? Soldiers at D-Day. Because they were real people doing real shit in the real world, making an actual impact, an actual difference in history through direct intervention, right? Because the Allies saw what was happening in Germany, and they said, this is fucked up, so we're going to intervene, we're going to change course here, we've had enough we're going to shift things, right? And they made an actual difference because, unlike the hand of God, the U.S. Armed Forces are very much real. And if they come to D-Day and they start laying it down on Omaha Beach and shooting up these Nazis, you know, that's how a difference is made ultimately in the real, physical, tangible world, the observable universe. And so I just have to ask the person that wrote this graffiti about, like, if you believe in God, you'll be protected from evil. Like, what would you say to people who throughout history have been, like, actually persecuted by very tangible evil? What if these people are practicing Muslims or Christians or Jews or whatever group, and they're still persecuted by evil forces beyond their control, right? What then? What would you say? They're just not believing hard enough. This is really bullshit. Like, you have to be extremely stupid to buy into this line of reasoning. And it's no wonder that, like, no problems get solved, because this is a terrible advice to take. Oh, just believe hard enough in this non-existent deity, and then you'll be safe forever. Like, what? What the fuck? People actually buy into this. So, ultimately, people aren't responsible for evil. It's all just a big cosmic battle between God and Satan. I guess this is how Christians just see it, or anyway, the type of Christian that would have the conviction to write this on a wall, right? Is like, people aren't responsible for anything. That's so fucking stupid. And it just completely removes any hint of accountability from the mix. This is why I think that following the Bible is not the course to, like, an effective or moral or meaningful life in any capacity. It's like the world's dumbest fucking book. But anyway, the other point I wanted to make ultimately, because you might think this is kind of dark, is if people are responsible for evil, and people are also responsible for protecting other people from evil, right? Ultimately, there is no God to protect us from evil, so we can only hope to protect each other from evil. Secular humanism posits that human beings are responsible for evil behavior, and human beings are responsible for shielding their fellow human beings from said evil behavior as well, because we human beings are the only sentient life forms that we know of in the universe, right? The only conscious, really decision-making capable type species. So if something evil happens, we need to be able to call it out and say, that's evil. We need to be able to say, Peter Thiel, that guy fucking sucks. Donald Trump, fucking sucks. Piece of shit. Regular scumbag. Asshat, right? Big time dopey shit clown right there, right? We need to be able to say this. We need to be able to hold human beings responsible for their transgressions against morality and their crimes against humanity. You know, that's why it's called crimes against humanity, not crimes against God, because humans are ultimately the casualties of evil. And you have to look around yourself and question, do I trust the people in my immediate vicinity? Would they keep me safe if shit hit the fan? Would they keep me in a good state, right? Can I trust the people around me, or are they going to resort to their non-existent deity to keep me safe? In which case they'd probably say, go on, drink this poison Kool-Aid, that'll keep you safe because you'll wake up in heaven, right? And that's just not safety, ultimately. I wouldn't feel safe in the presence of someone like that. So you've got to ask yourself, do I feel like the people around me are capable of protecting me from evil? Hopefully we do a damn good job of protecting ourselves from evil and each other from evil. And hopefully we do a good job of calling out evil when and where it presents itself. And you might think it's not good, that God can't just reach in and intervene and stop evil. But it's actually much better that the people who commit evil aren't immortal like the devil. They're just like, Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is 50 right now. In half a century, he won't be alive anymore. I will outlive Peter Thiel. I'll be around for a longer period of time than Peter Thiel. And I think that's pretty cool, ultimately. that the people who commit evil are just mortals like everyone else. So they can die, they can go away, and not be around anymore. And I think that's ultimately really cool, that there aren't like immortal people that can just last forever. That would fucking suck if all human behavior was just at the whim of some mortal despot like Jehovah. Bite my ass, Jehovah. Oh wait, you don't exist, so you can't. Anyway, that's my point, is it's actually better that the people who commit evil are just around for an impermanent capacity. They're not around forever, and even though they can commit a shit ton of bad shit while they're here, you know, they go into the grave eventually, just like everyone else. They're not safe. They're no safer than the rest of us. We're all just fallible, mortal human beings, and Peter Thiel is just like me, or you. He just happens to suck. He just happens to suck big time at life. He just happens to be a rotting, festering piss bag that is human garbage. And be thankful you're not like that, right? That's all we can really hope to do. Anyway, yeah, that's just the dumbest Christian graffiti I've ever seen. And it amazes me that someone could posit such a naive, baseless assertion and be taken seriously at face value. Just because you believe in God, you're going to be safe forever. Like, oh my gosh, people believe this nonsense. No wonder the world's going to shit. So, you know, let's start actually waking up to reality here. There's no God. God's not coming to save us. The big hand's not coming. You know, it's not going to come in and you know, send your enemies to hell. There is no hell. Yeah, just what a bizarre scrawling. Truly the ramblings of a madman there. Okay, well, anyway, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Poggers. Frick yeah.